Sales feed. What makes your product or service different? How do you stand out from the competition? It's the answer to those deceivingly simple questions that can help you close more deals faster, more often, and with fewer objections. Now here's the thing. I'm willing to bet what you think makes your product or service different is overly complicated, convoluted, and mired down in mumbo jumbo your prospects don't really understand, or worse yet, it addresses things they don't really care about. Which is why I'd like to introduce you to an extraordinary businesswoman. I doubt you've ever heard of her, but I know you've seen her work. What you don't know is that she is full of secrets, and she has a gift for seeking out the hidden truths that truly differentiate what she sells. So today, I'd like to reveal the marketing and branding world's best kept secret. I'm Andrew Davis, and this is how it all began. It was the early 2000s, and Linda was seated at the end of a long conference table. Her dark, deep-set eyes and high cheekbones framed a full and expressive mouth. She watched on as her marketing team engaged in a passionate argument in front of her. The topic? Juice. More specifically, they were arguing about how to create a shelf-stable juice product. You see, in the late 1970s, Linda bought 108 acres of land growing a highly unusual fruit. At first, she nearly ripped out the old odd bushes with their ugly hard-to-eat fruit out of the ground. And juicing this fruit was labor-intensive and expensive, so the team wanted the final product to contain just 10% of its juice. Linda disagreed.
Oh, hell no!
Strongly disagreed. After hearing Linda's thoughts on the matter, the marketing team shook their heads in frustration. But Linda wasn't ready to back down. She knew a secret. She knew what would make her juice a success. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You see, Linda's foray into exposing hidden secrets started 30 years before this meeting. It started on a dark night when Linda walked through the door of her own advertising agency and carefully disabled the security alarm. She didn't want the local police to be alerted again to her midnight activities. The man across the room pulled out a new stack of documents and they set to work. Linda was just 26 years old when she grasped a pair of scissors that night and, like she had done 100 times before, looked down at a document and snipped off the words at the top of the page. The words, top secret. Then she passed the pages over to the man with her, a man named Daniel, who made copies on the office printer. Linda knew she was doing something naughty, but these were secrets the world needed to learn. It wasn't until weeks later, when the stern FBI agents showed up at her door, that Linda realized the seriousness of her crime. It was in that moment, face to face with the FBI, when she thought back to her younger years, when her rich father refused to pay for art school. She remembered her brief stint in college, where she bored very quickly, and how she had boldly opened her own advertising agency at the age of 19. Within 5 years, a quick marriage, 2 children, and an even quicker divorce left Linda looking aged beyond her years. Why? Well, Linda worked her ass off, and she expected her dozen employees to do the same, often working on Sundays. It was 1971. The Vietnam War was still in full swing, and a friend named Daniel asked Linda to use her office copy machine, and that's when she found herself cutting off the words top secret from government files. Top secret government files that would soon be referred to by the New York Times as the Pentagon Papers. Top secret documents that proved the government systematically lied, not only to the public, but also to Congress about the Vietnam War. Linda found herself identified as an unindicted co-conspirator in the criminal case, a case all about her role in uncovering the hidden secrets of the Johnson administration. As the Pentagon Papers became old news, Linda worked to rebuild her advertising agency. And in order to find true success, she needed to find a new partner in crime, a life partner in crime. And that leads us to a man named Stuart. Linda's agency began making pitches to new potential clients, prospects just like Stuart, who had already gained early success building a $2.5 million janitorial business. On one particular day, Linda was making a pitch to earn his business. And during the meeting, Stuart admired her knee-high leather boots and brown suede miniskirt. The whole outfit set off her petite frame and auburn hair just right. After listening to Linda for a while, something became quite clear. Her agency was not right for his project, but Linda was perfectly right for him. The two started courting and eventually married. As Linda put it, "I never got the account, but I sure got the business." Early on in their relationship, Stuart noticed Linda's talent for finding the hidden secrets in everything around her. To show her off, he would grab a few bottles of wine and stage blind taste tests during house parties. Linda would delicately sip each of the samples before boldly announcing the vineyard, the vintage, and even the shipping company. Together, Stuart and Linda were an unstoppable team. In 1979, Stuart and Linda purchased a flower company he thought had the potential to grow. Linda took one look at the products and immediately saw a hidden benefit they needed to emphasize. She made a small tweak, adding a keepsake gift to each floral arrangement, and watched the sales soar. But Linda wasn't near finished. As the years ticked by, Stuart and Linda's individual business roles became very clear. Stuart was the administrator, finding the undervalued companies they could acquire and grow, and Linda was the branding detective, finding that single hidden benefit that would make a product irresistible. Stuart once purchased a bottled water company, a brand you've definitely seen on store shelves, and asked Linda to do her magic. She started with the taste. It was easily the best bottled water she had ever tasted. But why? What made this water so special? What was its hidden secret? Linda eventually learned that the water actually came from a deep island aquifer that was literally untouched by man. She shouted, "That's huge!" and went on to outline a huge rebrand. Sales exploded by a ridiculous 300%. Businesses came and went, and every time, Linda and Stuart saw huge success. By 2001, it was time for their next adventure, and that's when Linda found herself arguing about diluting fruit juice in her conference room. Sure, this fruit had a hidden secret customers were going to love, but there was one huge problem. Only 1 in 10 Americans at the time had ever heard of this ugly red fruit. Okay, actually 2 problems. In order to take advantage of the fruit's benefits, you'd have to eat it by the pound day after day. And that's why Linda had asked her team to find a way to turn it into juice. A juice that could pack pounds of the fruit into one little bottle and would allow her to share all its secrets with the world. Would Linda win that battle? What flower company did she rebrand, and what's the name of that bottled water brand? And finally, what's Linda's secret about secrets? We'll find out after the break. I'm Andrew Davis, and like you, I know that sales is a tough gig. It's competitive, mentally exhausting, and what works today might not work tomorrow. That's why we're here to help. Who's we? Well, we're SalesFeed, brought to you by Vidyard, and we believe in sharing ideas, stories, news, and entertainment to help you be more successful, to help you sell more tomorrow. Find us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts, or head over to salesfeedmedia.com and trade your email address to get the very best of SalesFeed in your inbox every single week. SalesFeed by Vidyard, because we could all use a better life in sales. Linda knew her ugly red fruit was the real deal, a gift from God. It turned out it had some incredible health benefits. Forget drinking red wine, green tea, or eating more blueberries. The level of healthy antioxidants in this fruit was quite literally off the charts. It was perhaps the healthiest natural product on the planet, and she was certainly not going to water down its benefits with fillers and added flavors. But that's exactly what her marketing team wanted her to do. They wanted her to include like just 10% juice, then add some natural flavors. You know, natural flavors like white grape, lemon lime, and Hawaiian tropic. So 90% of the beverage would be junk. Linda's delicate palate puckered at the idea. She knew that the fruit had to be the true star of the show. She wanted to give her customers 100% of its juice so they could have 100% of the health benefits. Linda stuck to her guns with an iron will, and eventually the marketing team conceded and agreed to a product that was pure juice from the ugly red fruit. Next, they asked her what she wanted to name her new product. Linda reached out her hand and pulled out a piece of paper and a pen. Then she wrote P, heart, M, and slid it back to them. POM. This simple name conveyed much more than the heart-healthy benefits of her miracle juice. It also shortened the name of her only ingredient, the pomegranate. You see, this ugly red fruit with kernel-like seeds housed inside a bright red exterior had been growing for years on Linda and Stuart's farm. What started as a mere 108 acres of bushes grew into a yearly crop that would yield 200 million pomegranates. And the sweet, antioxidant-rich juice from these fruits would be carefully pressed and bottled into an eye-catching, curvy bottle worthy of the strong woman behind the brand. You see, Linda Resnick knew her Palm Wonderful juice had a secret that was truly special. And it worked. To this day, Linda and Stuart Resnick have spent $23 million to study the health effects of the pomegranate, with an additional $7 million earmarked for the future. Meanwhile, Linda has anointed herself the Palm Queen. But we all now know her as the best-kept secret in marketing. That's because her agribusiness is not only the maker of Palm Wonderful pomegranate juice, Linda and Stuart are also the world's largest producer of pistachios and almonds, with sales of about $1.5 billion. In total, their little company, called the Wonderful Company, owns 130,000 acres of farmland and is worth $5 billion. Incredibly, their farm is recognized as the largest acreage of tree crops in the entire world. Meanwhile, Linda and Stuart are personally worth an astounding $8 billion. For Linda, brevity is the soul of marketing. When members of her team take too long to make their point, she chides them for not being direct. She believes that every product should have something unique, something that sets it apart in the marketplace. In short, a secret that can be easily shared with the customer. For her Palm Wonderful juice, the secret is the health benefits packed into a product that's 100% pure. For her water company, Fiji Water, the secret is the pristine, untouched water from a deep island aquifer. Then, for her flower company, the largest flower company in the world, Teleflora, the secret is a keepsake gift that helps the joy last long after the blooms have wilted away. You see, Linda knows that if you can't uncover the secret of a product in a few short words, you're not doing it right. It's a lesson we could all learn from Linda Resnick, marketing's best-kept secret. So, think about your own business. What secrets can you bring to life for your customers? What hidden benefits can you expose to the world? Remember, there's a funny thing about secrets. Once they're released, they often have the power to change the world. It's a lesson Linda learned years ago, standing at a copy machine with some scissors, a friend, and the Pentagon Papers. And that, my friends, is how it all began. That's How It All Began is written by Rachel Kraft and Andrew Davis. Our editor is Sean Cleary. Our head of research is Emily Allen. Our illustrator is Kelly Kingman. And our production manager is Elizabeth Davis. Our executive producer is Tyler Lessard. That's How It All Began is a production of Monumental Shift and is distributed by SalesFeed and Vidyard. Find us on YouTube, iTunes, and wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next episode of That's how it all began.